In many cultures, drinking water is as simple as choosing between tap or bottled, with little thought given to temperature. Yet in China, a unique preference prevails: drinking hot water. This custom puzzles many foreigners visiting China, but for Chinese people, it's an instinctive choice tied to culture, health, and tradition. Here, we'll explore why the Chinese prefer drinking hot water, delving into historical context, traditional Chinese medicine, and everyday anecdotes that illustrate the deeply rooted nature of this habit. Historically, waterborne illnesses have been a significant health threat globally, and China was no exception. Before modern sanitation, boiling water was the most effective way to kill bacteria and pathogens, ensuring it was safe to drink. In the early 20th century, water quality in many parts of China remained uncertain, especially in rural areas. Thus, drinking hot water was more than a preference. It was a necessity. A notable example is the campaign led by the Communist Party of China during the 1950s, emphasizing the importance of boiling water to prevent disease. This initiative was part of a broader public health movement that sought to eliminate infectious diseases. Schools, public health posters, and community gatherings consistently reinforced the message that drinking boiled water was essential for good health. Generations of Chinese grew up with this awareness, making hot water the norm in daily life. Beyond practical safety, the influence of traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, has also played a major role in shaping the preference for hot water. According to TCM, the body's balance is crucial for health, and this balance is governed by the concept of qi, or vital energy, as well as the interplay of yin and yang. Cold water is considered detrimental to one's qi because it disrupts the stomach's warmth, leading to digestive problems and poor circulation. Hot water, on the other hand, is thought to harmonize with the body's internal temperature, aiding digestion, circulation, and the immune system. A well-known TCM saying goes, "Cold enters through the stomach." Hence, warm water is favored as a means of sustaining bodily balance and energy. Consider the case of a young woman named Li Wei, who grew up in a family that adhered strictly to TCM principles. Every morning, her grandmother would remind her to drink a glass of warm water before breakfast, explaining that it wakes up the stomach. For Li Wei, this habit became ingrained, and even after moving abroad for her studies, she would always request hot water at restaurants, even as her Western friends raised their eyebrows. Her grandmother's lessons became a part of her lifestyle, connecting her to her cultural heritage despite her international experiences. In China, the choice of drinking hot water is more than a personal health habit. It's a social norm and a sign of care. Offering hot water to a guest, for example, is a way of showing hospitality and thoughtfulness. This contrasts with many Western countries, where offering a glass of cold water is customary. For Chinese people, the gesture of providing hot water suggests warmth, both literal and emotional, and attention to the well-being of the guest. A simple but telling example can be found in workplaces across China, where employees often have thermoses filled with hot water. Many companies even provide hot water dispensers in break rooms, ensuring that hot water is always accessible. For foreign workers, this can be a surprising sight, but for their Chinese colleagues, it's as expected as a coffee machine would be in a Western office. The thermos, which many carry from home, represents a piece of tradition amid modern life, bridging old and new in a practical way. The habit of drinking hot water is passed down from generation to generation. Family members instill this custom from a young age, creating continuity in health practices across generations. Chinese parents and grandparents often encourage their children to drink hot water, particularly during illness, as it's believed to alleviate symptoms like sore throats, colds, and even menstrual cramps. Take the story of Zhang Ming, a Chinese father raising his two daughters in New York. Despite the different environment, Zhang Ming teaches his daughters to drink hot water, just as his parents taught him back in China. When one of his daughters caught a cold, Zhang Ming prepared a thermos of warm ginger water for her to sip throughout the day, recalling how his mother had done the same for him as a child. Even far from China, he instills the habit as a way to keep his heritage alive and maintain family traditions. While the preference for hot water has deep roots, It's important to note that China's younger generation is increasingly exposed to international influences. With global trends and new beverage options, young Chinese people are more accustomed to drinking cold beverages than their parents or grandparents. However, in many cases, they still return to hot water as a source of comfort and health. An example is found in China's bustling urban centers, where coffee shops and cold drinks are popular. But so is traditional tea, which is often served hot. Young Chinese may enjoy iced drinks on occasion, but they often keep the habit of drinking hot water, especially when they feel unwell or are reminded by their parents. Another case is the presence of insulated bottles, which are very popular among younger Chinese people. Many carry a thermos filled with warm water throughout the day, showing that while the influence of globalization is undeniable, the comfort of drinking hot water remains steadfast. This blend of modernity and tradition illustrates how cultural habits adapt without completely losing their essence. The Chinese preference for drinking hot water has evolved from necessity to tradition and remains a distinctive part of daily life. Its roots in traditional medicine, historical health campaigns, and family teachings contribute to its resilience in modern times. For foreigners living in China, the preference might seem unusual, but it offers a unique glimpse into the values of Chinese culture, where health, family, and heritage intertwine. Drinking hot water is more than a health practice. It's a cultural emblem, a symbol of warmth and care passed from one generation to the next. While younger generations may embrace a more global lifestyle, the comfort of a warm cup of water endures, bridging China's past with its present and offering a source of comfort to those who honor the wisdom of their ancestors.